Hello, Miss Stutz here, and tonight we are going to go over just some of the homework that I've assigned to the students in 93 and 94. Now, 94 is just, and let me put this little highlighter down to help hopefully focus our camera here. So 94 is just it's division and multiplication facts. I don't think that I necessarily need to go over this. If you do have like any kind of problems or questions on this one side, please reach out. But I think the students will be pretty good on that. But I did want to talk about page 93. And so let me kind of get a higher view here so you can see the whole page together. And so what it looks like is it's asking us how many packages, and what we're doing is we're acting like these are packages, okay? And how many packages can fit in this box if we were to pretend like we were shipping items somewhere. And so what the students have to do first is they have to figure out just by looking at these items A, B, C, D, and E. Obviously you have those letters too running down the side. Let's see if we can get it to focus. Sorry, this camera sometimes can be a little hard to get focused. And so we have those letters. These letters are pertaining to those packages along the top. And so our first thing in this first answer is just really a guess. So if we looked at this big box, how many packages how many of our A packages do we think can fit inside of this box? And so for the first answer, you're just taking those guesses just by simply looking at it. And then for the actual answer is where we're going to figure out exactly how many of those packages can fit inside of the box. So the first thing that we want to do after we do our guesses here is we want to find the volume of our box, and then we also want to find the volume of each of our packages. So for our volume down here, it tells us, our three measurements, 4 by 6 by 3, so we could plug that into our volume formula, which is volume equals length times width times height. We could also just count these boxes along the side, those little squares inside to get those measurements as well. So we know that we've got volume equals 3 times 6 times 4, which I kind of did that backwards. And that's actually a good point. So any of these numbers that you put into the formula, it actually doesn't matter what order you put those in. You're still going to get the same answer. And so if we were to do here 3 times 6 for 18, and then we bring down that times 4, well, we need to know what 18 times 4 is, so I'm going to do it on the side here. So 4 times 8 is 32. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 3 is 7. So 18 times 4 equals volume equals 72 units cubed. And this is a small 3. It's kind of hard to see. So now that we have our volume for our box, now what we need to do is we need to figure out how much volume is each one of our packages. And so for package A, we've got our length, our width, and our height. So we have 2 times 2 times 2, or you can simply just try to count those cubes inside of there. And so our total volume for this is 8 units cubed. Now for package B, we have our length is 1, our width here is 1, 2, 3, and our height is 1. So if we did 1 times 3 times 1, we would get 3 units. Again, you can also just kind of look and count those cubes there. These are pretty easy to find those volumes for. Same one here. We're going to just count these. We've got 4 units cubed. And then for package D, got 2 times 2 times 3. And so for this one, I'm going to try to figure out a way to put this. I guess I'll just put it here, 12 units cubed. And then for package E, we've got this here. And so we'll put that over on the side. And so now what we need to do is we need to figure out how many of these package A can fit inside of our box. And so what you really want to do for the homework, and I'm not going to necessarily give away answers, but what you want to do is, well, how many times does 8 fit into 72 without going over? So it's kind of a division problem, right? 72 divided by 8, and then you want to basically put your answer there. And so quickly, we can just go over number 1. So 72 divided by 8 is 9. And so our actual answer, how many of each package will fit into box 1? Well, if we looked at the A packages, then 9 of those 8 packages will fit inside of the box. And so you'll do that so on. Again, this is your first guess just by looking, and then your actual answer is by figuring out the volume of everything and doing that division to find out how many will fit. I hope this helps. If you have any questions about the homework, please reach out. Have a great evening.